Hello everyone, welcome to the Jewish Week Online. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. We had the opportunity to speak to the cast and writers of the off-Broadway play, Dogs. Dogs is an Israeli play about the Arab-Israeli conflict. This is a unique play because it focuses on so many different parts of the conflict and also brings out a creativeness in trying to bring Romeo and Juliet, played by Arabs and Israelis. We spoke to the cast to find out what drew them to the play and what came up during their process in bringing this play to the forefront. Let's take a closer look. Whenever you start the process of writing a play, it's very exciting because you're putting a little piece of yourself into that. What motivated you to develop this play?
We made it out of a workshop. We made, Shlomo and I'm Ido. We made projects out of a workshop for a couple of times, and we made it with only women. And Shlomo said, let's do it with men, and only while I was in a project with about East Jerusalem, a script I wrote, I understand that let's do it with Arab and Israeli men. And what interested me in it is finding the connection between the conflict, the Arab-Israeli conflict, and manhood and masculinity. I mean, there obviously a connection, but when we, on one side, we look at masculinity as what has happened. I mean, that's our, the word is acting through the masculinity. I mean, power and relationship, and see it, how it like goes into the conflict, and where are the small prosaic things when it comes out. And I thought that seeing it in a workshop like merge those things out. I mean, where the conflict here is and where the masculinity and the us as men and our ability, or the fact that we have no ability to get intimate as women, how it reflects on the conflict.
Did anything surprise you as you were going through like the auditions and then the run-throughs? Anything like pop out and be like, wow, I didn't expect that?
It was very. It broke up two times. I mean, the cast. At first, we chose a group of men that are older, and on the first rehearsal in the workshop, I mean, there was too much energy in the air, and like they really fight each other, and it thus broke up. And we understand that we have to cast a younger cast that will be more open and will be able to deal with those things, with masculinity and understanding the Arab-Israeli conflict, and being in it without being that fighting that you'll just burst up. And it amazed me how difficult is this issue, even for actors, being there. I mean, dealing with things and being with each other.
Before that project, we did a project with women, and what was very interesting for me to see that when it was with women, there was a lot of talking, but with the workshop with men, it was a lot of action, and I knew it, but now in the workshop I really saw it, that men prefer to act and not to speak about, and that was very interesting for me.
What are you hoping audiences will take away from this?
First of all, for us to be in the US and in New York and perform a piece about the Israeli-Arab issue in a gender angle, and look at it different. We want the audience to see that we can and we do look on our conflict different, and there is another way to deal with it and talk about it and make a conversation out of it. That's the reason for us to come here and to make this effort to make this piece in English. That's for me most important to look on Israel different.
I want to take the word of Chai that spoke before, that it's about people. And I think what we try to do here is to begin with stereotype and to see that under that there are people. And I think this is connected from everywhere. It's happen everywhere, that people begin with what they see, and just if they give time, they can really understand they have a person.
Down the mask and see
Yes,
humans.
and that's what happened in the workshop, and I hope that this play will run a lot abroad, because I think it's important. It's important play.
Mirror Israel in a different way.
Yes, and also I think that I hope it's like what is in my mind, that there is a solution to our situation, and I think what happened here in the show is that maybe if a man can be pregnant, and for me it's like if a man can be more female-like, I mean, to contain more, maybe something will change.
I'll just give one anecdote. Anecdote, it's understood in English.
Yeah.
That today, before the show, one of the actors his job is to bring the laundry, understood that half an hour before we start, he forgot it in Brooklyn in our apartment. So I took a taxi, and there was an Egyptian taxi driver, and he was really hairy and really helped to, he drove like crazy, and he did it. We talked about the show and about Egypt and about what happened in the Middle East, and it was like an Egyptian helping Israeli production with Arab and Israeli men. It was like
Life imitating art.
Yes.
Yeah.
So things changes here for us.
I want one more thing, that something that's very exciting for us is to work with these actors, because they really bring their heart to the stage. And I remember that in Israel we make a conversation afterwards with the audience, and someone said that it's amazing that they always there is a lot of violence on stage, but even though they feel the love. So I think what is very special is because the actors really bring their love to the stage. You can really feel it, and maybe you can, how we said, להתמודד עם האלימות. Deal with the violence. Otherwise, it could be too hard.
Basically, I saw previous works by Shlomo and Ido, and I really liked their work. And when the chance came up to actually be a part of it, then I tried. Then they said no, and then they needed to replace the actor they chose. Yes, Faith. And then I came back, and I've been at it ever since. I really like these guys. It's a fun bunch, and the work process was extremely interesting, because Shlomo works in a different way than any other director works that I know of, and I think the most exciting thing that happened during the rehearsals was when it all came together, when we suddenly saw the play. Because when we work on the different scenes, that you just have that unit, but when you bring it all together, no matter how crazy it looked at the beginning, then finally we came out and there was a play. That for me was the best part. Here we go. Navi.
Okay. Okay, so I joined the production first of all because the play was good. I read it and I liked it, and I liked the part, and it seemed very funny to me, and also very heavy. And I like this combination of tragic and comedy together. Then the connection with Shlomo was amazing, also personally and also by working with him in the rehearsals and understanding his method of pulling stuff out of the actors, not by logic, but by physical emotions that are controlling you and spreading all over your body.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the other question? The other question was something exciting in the rehearsals. Well, I'm a left wing. He's a right wing. And I have t-shirts that says, "Hey, I'm a left wing. I love Arabs." And and the conflict in the group was there also, the political conflict and also a group of men. It was very difficult. We had a woman, assistant director that was a woman. It was very helpful because she calms things down. But it was also very emotional and very tribal.
Yeah.
So it was great because I'm a small man.
Very manly production.
Now I have lots of big men to protect me when I go in the streets of New York.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. My name is Rami, and basically it's my first time I play in Arab. I mean, big big part.
Oh, so you're not an Arab?
No, I'm not an Arab. You don't do this? You don't want me to do it? וואי, נורא מתרגש ואני בקושי מדבר.
אתה מדבר נהדר.
Okay. You want to ask you something that I...
Excite you about
What excites me? Okay. I don't know if it's excite, but Shlomo gave me the part I looking. I don't know what to. I'm not an Arab, and I don't really know in my body what's the problem. I don't know, but I think in Israel sometimes we have a problem with the Ashkenaz and like I say, yes, Sephardic and Moroccans, and when I was a child I have a small problem like this. In חלק מהחיים שלי, איך אומרים? In part of my life, and I think from there I take the problem and I take it, I'm acting from there. And קצת הסתבכתי.
לא הסתבכת.
And this is very interesting for me because I don't do this before. If it's in Arab or never mind, I don't do this before. And for me it's very exciting to touch this problem. And that's it.
Bravo. Okay, my name is Chai and I acted Nissim, the part of Nissim. I think what's exciting me the most in this play and in this show that you can come out of the show and go with some thinking in your head about the situation, about the conflict, not only about the conflict, about people, about the stories of 5 people that's telling the story in the show, in the play. And I think it's really important to know that the 5 of us, everybody has his own story that מסופר, that is told in the play, and that's what I like when I read the play. I work about on Nissim, on the character. I really התאמצתי. I really tried very hard not to judge the character of Nissim. It was really important for me, even when he cuffs Rabia or where he hit him. I always trying to understand where he's coming from, what's his reasons, why he's doing this. And in the play there's all kinds of reasons that comes out in the end or through the play. What else? Okay, the main thing, I love these people, the actors. I think we managed to make a really good group, ensemble that everybody really likes each other as a person, without putting inside, it's really important, without putting inside any politics, like left, right, Arab. Okay, Arab, I'm talking. Yes, because I think the most the most beautiful thing in this cast is that there are people who really love each other. Because the people, not because there's some stereotypes like Arab, like right wing, left wing. People that loved each other. This is the main cause, I think. That's it.
Hey, I am Mahmoud. I want to להרים את הכל? I want to speak in Hebrew. Chai, translating with me.
חי, ממש חי.
Okay, you talk? You? Okay. אז ככה. אז בעברית יותר טוב, לא יותר נוח. אני אוהב את ההצגה הזאת, כי זה... לא, אתה תרגם משפט. כל מילה אתה תרגם? היי. אוקיי, אני אוהב את ההצגה הזאת, כי ההצגה הזאת, עידו כתב את ההצגה מתוך סדנה, שאני הייתי בתוך הסדנה.
Okay, Mahmoud very much likes this play because it was written through a workshop that Ido wrote the play out of this workshop.
טוב. אני מרגיש שההצגה שייכת אליי, כאילו באיכשהו צורה, ואני מרגיש את הדברים שאני אומר בתפקיד, שהם באמת, הם יצאו ממני. לא מישהו הנחית את זה עליי.
Yeah, thank you. Mahmoud feels very much that this show is his as much as it is Shlomo and Ido's because he brought so much of himself into it.
אוקיי, ואני אוהב את הקאסט, כי הם אנשים מאוד טובים, חמודים, ועזרו לי המון, וחי, אני חולה עליך. אני וחי הסתובבנו יחד כל ניו יורק, לא יודע איך זה היה, אבל זה מה שקרה.
Okay, Mahmoud very much loves each and every one of us and the work together, right?
והדבר שהפתיע אותי, כאילו, בהצגה לשחק באנגלית.
The most exciting and surprising thing for Mahmoud was acting in English in New York in this play.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Yes.
I have to add something, as always, that is very exciting to me to hear Mahmoud speak Hebrew, and that is not first language, and being translated into English. So that's awesome.
Okay, this is Levi and I'm Benny. We forgot that part before, yeah.
You care about me?
I love you, man. Okay, group hug.
Big hug, yeah, come on. Glad to see us.
As You Can See Dogs is a unique play that brings the Arab-Israeli conflict to the forefront. When dealing with these issues, it's sometimes helpful to bring a creativeness and bring different sides to this complicated issue. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.